Book of Dingbats, chapter 11, verse 14. Oh, thou dingbat thought he would not get a wide receiver in free agency, but I shall bless the land with rain and double moonwalks, and it shall produce one Sammy Watkins. Dallas still stinks. How you doing? King Dingbat here, and just when we thought that the Eagles were not going to sign a wide receiver in free agency, and hell, they still might not. Needless to say, an interesting rumor has emerged, and this rumor really started getting going in my live stream towards the end, which was a blast, by the way. We had a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody who was at the live stream, and you know what? We're going to do it again tomorrow. So if you don't want to miss a live stream, you want to come hang out with the Dingbat, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, that ding-dong thing, whatever the hell it is, and make sure that you're ready, so when I go live tomorrow, you'll be notified. But in that chat, in the live stream today, they started talking about Sammy Watkins, and how the Eagles are interested in Sammy Watkins. And I was like, all right, we hear a lot of rumors during, a live stream. A lot of people bring up a lot of different names. And I said, well, where did you guys hear this? They said, on the Eagles webpage. I said, the Eagles webpage? They said, yeah, the Eagles webpage. So, all right, now I'm interested, okay? So I was like, all right, I'm going to go check this out and do a video on it and stuff, because if it's coming from the Eagles webpage, it must be real, right? Right? Well, not necessarily. The Eagles webpage posted, an article talking about how the Eagles are showing interest in Sammy Watkins. But my thing is this. Maybe it's not their article, but for them to post it, I can't help it. I'm a conspiracy theory guy by nature. So, of course, I'm thinking, all right, well, what are they trying to say? What does this mean? Is this a possibility? Who knows? Okay? I don't know. The other thing is this. I like Sammy Watkins. I'm a Sammy Watkins guy, I think he's a very, very talented player. He was drafted, 4th overall. I want to say 2014. It was a deep draft class. He was the first receiver off the board. 6'1", 211 pounds, 26 years old. Look, he shows flashes here and there, even with Kansas City. I don't know. What did he have last year? Let me see. So he had 52 catches last year, 673 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He averaged 12.9 yards per catch. So Sammy Watkins has some ability. He has a lot of ability. His best year was in Buffalo. I forget, maybe it was his 2nd or 3rd year. He's very, very talented, but he's never really, in my opinion, been consistent enough, lived up to it. Maybe the injuries. He went to Buffalo, then he went to the Rams, then he went to Kansas City. And it's looking like the Kansas City Chiefs are to a point where they're probably going to have to cut him. So before they go ahead and cut him, they're looking to maybe trade him, see if they can get something for him. Probably really, really, really cheap. Okay? So if the Eagles could get a guy like Sammy Watkins, in my opinion, this would be a great move for the Eagles. I like this move better than I like his teammate Demarcus Robinson, because I think Sammy Watkins, given the right situation, going to the right team, maybe a team like the Eagles with a good quarterback, with a big arm quarterback like Carson Wentz, who really doesn't have a lot of weapons around him, for Sammy Watkins to go there, it could be one of those steals, where this kid comes into his own. You got to remember, he's 26 years old. He's still young. He's going to be 27, I think, in June. So he's still young. There was talk that he may take a year off, to rest up and things like that after they won the Super Bowl, but it's looking like maybe that's not going to happen. And the Kansas City Chiefs are probably going to give him away for nothing if they can, if anybody will take him. And if nobody takes him, they're going to go ahead and they're probably going to just have to eat the salary, eat the dead money, and cut him. Okay? Now, I was looking at what it would cost the Eagles in terms of cap. He's got, I believe, 1 more year left on his deal. He's $21 million against the Kansas City Chiefs, against their salary cap. Now, if he was traded to the Eagles would have to take on $14 million of that cap. But it's only for 1 year. Okay, so you're getting him for 1 year. You bring him in at $14 million, which, is a little bit expensive. It's about what Deshaun's getting. I think Deshaun's getting about $13 million. So you bring him in. Now, you can figure out what you want to do with Alshon. You want to keep Alshon. You put him on IR. You want to have both of them. It's fine. And this also should not affect you with drafting a wide receiver in the first round. You still do it. Hell, I would do it in the first 2 rounds. But Sammy Watkins is talented. He's a physically gifted player. He's got decent speed. He's, like I said, 6'1", 211 pounds. He runs well. He can go deep. He can do it all. He's just not consistent. He shows flashes of it, and then he disappears for long periods of time. But for a 1-year deal, I would rather have Sammy Watkins, to be honest with you, than Brandon Cooks. I would like that more than Brandon Cooks. Okay, now if you said to me right now, you get one of the players, in current rumors, let's say guys that names we've heard that could possibly be traded. Of course, it would be DJ Moore. DJ Moore would be my first choice because he's young, and I would be willing to give up like a 2nd-round pick. Even I would give up a 2nd and a 4th-round pick to get DJ Moore. No question about it. But if Carolina doesn't want to trade him, and I don't know why they would. Okay, Sammy Watkins could be a decent alternative because you probably could trade for him for nothing. If you take on that salary, it's only $14 million a year. I believe the Eagles, according to Over the Cap, they have $29 million. There's still $29 million under the cap, so you could take it on, okay? And if you can't work a trade, or if you want to wait till he gets cut and then take a chance on him, then he'll be even cheaper, and you wouldn't have to give the Kansas City Chiefs anything for it. But the Eagles are definitely showing interest, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by this at all. How true it is, who knows? This time of year, there's a lot of rumors out there. There's a lot of things. And the one thing that you don't talk about is the one thing that happens. So you try to talk about everything. That's kind of my approach. But I would be kind of interested in Sammy Watkins because I think you could get him really cheap. I mean, they'll probably give him away for like a 6th-round pick, maybe a late, a 2022 5th or 2022 6th. They just don't want to cut him. Okay, because then they're going to have to just eat all that money. So maybe you just wait till they cut him and you sign him. Maybe you get him for nothing and you take on the $14 million. Now you have some security early on in the season. If Alshon Jeffrey don't come back, your number 1 wide receiver ain't ready. Sammy Watkins, who knows? The guy's 26 years old. He's going to be 27 when we start the season next year. He's still young. He's still got talent. The guy was the 4th overall pick. So I'm telling you what, this is one of those where, you hear the rumor, you're not sure, but I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I may do that. I may do it because you're not overextending yourself so much that you don't want to take a wide receiver early. You still have to do all those things for Carson Wentz, but for a year, you're getting a guy with decent talent, decent speed. Him mixed with Deshaun Jackson on the outside, they would produce enough speed that Carson Wentz would take advantage of it. So I think the Eagles should definitely consider this. And like I said, even though the Eagles are just posting it on their website, showing you, what people are talking about basically, I still find it interesting that they would put on their site. If it was such a ridiculous trade, would they ever have put that on their site? I don't know. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this. I wanted to come on really quick and talk about it because I find it interesting. Sammy Watkins, to me, has always been an interesting player. I liked him coming out of college. I liked him when he was at Buffalo. When he became a free agent with the Rams, I wanted to get him. I wanted to get him because I still think that there's something. I still think that kid has some good years left, and maybe the Eagles would be the change of scenery he needs. So if we can get him cheap, I say why not? What do you got to lose? Right now, the one thing I want to say too is you hear so much about Howie Roseman. Like, we heard him today, and he's talking about we got Arcega-Whiteside, and we got to let these guys, we got to give them a chance and all those things. And look, give them all a chance. I'm not saying give everybody a chance, but competition makes guys stronger. Competition makes guys better. If bringing in a guy like Sammy Watkins, who isn't the star he should be, but has talented, and he can push Arcega-Whiteside to be a better player, or he can push Greg Ward Jr. to be a better player, so do it. That's what makes these guys better player. I don't want to hand off positions to guys who have yet to really prove it on the field. I want them to earn it. And the Eagles By not addressing any wide receivers in free agency, in my opinion, they're just handing it over to these guys. I want these guys to work for it. I want Arcega-Whiteside to say, I got to go out there and I got to win a job because Sammy Watkins is here. That's what I want to say. Same thing with Greg Ward Jr. And when we draft our wide receivers, when we trade up for one of those top 3 wide receivers, which we're going to do, I want all the players to think the same way. Competition makes everybody stronger. So there's a Sammy Watkins rumor out. It's pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And remember, I'll have a video out tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so that way you're notified when I go live and we can talk. I always try to answer every question I can. So it's a lot of fun. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.